Well, hey guys, this is a 2021 all-new, completely basically built from scratch Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Now some of you might say, hey, the Grand Cherokee's been around for a long time. Yes, the Grand Cherokee has been around since 1992 as a matter of fact, but L, which is the longer version, which is the one with the 3-row seats, just came out, started hitting dealerships within the past month. And I'm here at Gettle Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Punta Gorda, Florida, because the guys were nice enough to allow me to show you this vehicle, take you on the tour of it. So that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna take it on the tour of the exterior, interior. We're going to pop inside and see some of the very cool, brand new, interesting features on this vehicle. And finally, I'm going to take you for a spin. So by the way, if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt Samolsky. I'm Matt the Car Guy. On this channel, I do car reviews. So check out the rest of my channel. I really appreciate if you subscribe. And without further ado, let's get back to the video. Well guys, so Grand Cherokee, this name has been around since 1992, and that's almost 30 years. That's really exciting. But for the first time ever, they came up with this longer, extended version, the 3-row seater with the Grand Cherokee. And this is a 2021 model. As most of the vehicles for this year, it has been delayed due to the microchip shortage, but it's here. It's finally here. I have it on Matt the Car Guy channel. I'm super excited for 2 reasons. First of all, to review, to bring you this vehicle, but also to check it out for possibly changing my Honda Pilot to one of these, because that's going to be the direct competition with the Pilot, with the Kia Telluride, with the Hyundai Palisade, okay? And also the higher trim levels, this is limited, the higher trim levels are going to compete more in the luxury markets. But we're going to check out the different trims maybe in a little bit. We're going to start with this limited model. So first of all, when you look at the hood, it's got a nice big hood. The only thing that you can see in here, it does have slight bulge right in front of here, and it kind of disappears as it goes towards the windshield. And the lights are fully LED lights. You can see I have the turn signals blinking. Also underneath here, you can see fully LED lights. You do have the fog lights right underneath here, and you have this such an iconic 7 vertical slot grille right here, Jeep written right on top of the hood in here. And also the bottom portion of that grille, it's also functional. It is open to allow maximum air coming in here. Now some of the higher end models are gonna have these exposed like recovery tow hooks. This one doesn't have it. This is a limited, this is the luxury model, so it's gonna have some of the chrome accents at the bottom, and then at the very bottom of it, so it doesn't get scratched, it's this matte black plastic in here. It looks pretty good. It's the Velvet Red Pearl. That's what the name of this color is. It fits really nicely into this Jeep. But before we move to the side, let's pop the hood and see one of the 2 engine options that are available on this year's Grand Cherokee L. Yeah, right, let's check out what hides underneath this hood right here. So let's take a look first before we go. Hydraulic struts, check, plus. Nice insulation right on top, check, big plus in here. So underneath the hood, one of 2 engine choices that are available for this 2021 Grand Cherokee L. This is the smaller one. This is the 3.6 Pentastar engine, 290 horsepower, 257 pound-feet of torque, and it's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Same transmission can be found on the bigger engine, 5.7 liter V8 engine that's also known from some other Chrysler products. Now that one is also paired with the same automatic 8-speed transmission. The difference is, of course, performance. Also the towing, 7,200 pounds with the 8-speed, 6,200 pounds with this. They're all available with the 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. Hey guys, let's check out the exterior of it before I start to melt, because as always in the summer in Florida there's about 1,000,000 degrees out here. But I love the design of this vehicle. I love the squareness of it. I love how simple and modern it looks. There's nothing to add. If I were to draw an SUV, that would be very much similar to this. So let's start right up front here. First of all, this one has the upgraded 20-inch wheels. There's different sizes starting at 18s, which are standard on the Laredo, all the way to the 21s, which can be upgraded on the Summit and Overland series. I love the design of these particular ones, simple design of these rims. Now let's check out the size of the tires on it. Now those are 265, 50, and 20, so they're pretty beefy. I probably would like to have them at like 60, especially if you want to take it off-road a little bit, but they should be nice and comfortable to ride on the road. Now, what you can see, a lot of manufacturers do that. They have this fender well dressed up. And why do they do that? Well, that's because these are elements that are highly exposed to potential scratching. So if you see cars that are scratched up or dinged up, especially like in the parking lots, that's usually happens somewhere around here or somewhere at the bottom of it. And that's all the matte gray plastic, so you don't damage the paint. Now if you look at the side of this vehicle, you can also see that standard are the black cap mirrors, the piano black mirrors. Now they do have the LED signals that are built right in here, and you can see the Grand Cherokee badge right on the side. But before the badge, there's this proud American made flag right in here, and then they also added the flag right on top of it. Of course, it doesn't come with the vehicle. So nice straight doors. I mean, there's really nothing crazy about it. I mean, you have the body line that's going on top. There's one that's going there on the bottom. But what I like about it, I like the size of the windows. See how big they are? They're really toward, they're really wide. So, I mean, you can have a great visibility out of this vehicle. Of course, this one is also equipped with this keyless entry or keyless touch entry system. Basically, you touch the door handle, it locks, you can hear the beep, and you put your hand inside of it, it unlocks it. So, I mean, it has a sensor right on the inside, and we're gonna check out the back seat before we get to the back and see how much room is there. Well guys, so a lot of the buying decisions are actually made in the second or third row seat. So that's what I'm here checking it out right now. First of all, couple of things. Plenty of headroom, probably at least 3 inches in here. Plenty of knee room. Okay, seats are nice, they're firm, they're comfortable, they're also adjustable right here. I can move it forward, I can move it backwards, I can of course recline it a little bit in here to make myself feel more comfortable. Now, I feel comfortable like this. Before I jump in the third row seat and actually show you of how much room there is there, let's check out the rest of this interior because it's very unique. All right, we'll start with the door right here. Okay, so you see several different trim levels. Well, first of all, this, okay, is soft plastic, so you can see how it flexes underneath my finger. Okay, you do have this wood grain trim, a little bit of this aluminum looking trim, and this is leather wrapped. Now the rear speaker is not branded, but it's actually an Alpine stereo. We'll see that in the front. Okay, what else do we have here? You have these fans right on the side in here as well as in the middle, so this blows a lot of air inside of this vehicle. Now when I get in the back, I'll show you that console in the middle because it looks a lot clearer from that angle. And you have, you know, a couple of cargo nets in the seats. I'm not sure if that would be my preferred choice. Also plastic right here, so this is actually useful when you have child seats in the back and the kids are constantly kicking it. Now when I said the seats are firm, that's because they're leather, and this is kind of that very stiff leather. It's nice, it's comfortable, it seems very durable, but it's just not this plush leather. There's actually 2 more leather options available for the Jeep Grand Cherokee L in this year. This is the basic one. Then they have the Napa leather, and I apologize, but I forgot the name of the highest trim on the leather that's available on the Summit Reserve. That's the most plush one in here. Okay, right in the middle there, of course, the cup holders. Okay, I'm not sure about the placement of it, to be honest with you. They kind of seem out of reach, out of the way. Definitely, you know, kids in the child seats won't be able to reach it, and even if you're an adult, you kind of have to awkwardly lean forward. All right, let me jump in the back, and then I'll also show you that console in the middle. So to get in the third row seat, I mean, it's really, it's an easy deal. Okay, boom. you move the whole entire seat forward, and that creates all of this pass-through. And check it out, how those seats look. Now let me jump in there and I'll show you a little bit more details. I gotta tell you, this is definitely one of the seats that could make a difference between somebody who's looking at any of the other vehicles in this class versus the Grand Cherokee L. It has definitely the most room in the back out of any of the other vehicles in its class that I've reviewed. And that would be Hyundai Palisade, Honda Pilot, Kia Telluride. I mean, all of those vehicles fall in kind of the same category. Now, without going to a Tahoe or Escalade or GMC Yukon, you won't get this much room in any of the other cars, not that I know of. So now, as far as the room, for your legs, let me close this seat right here. Remember, I have it adjusted to the regular driving position, or the regular sitting position for the passenger in here, and I'm still not touching the seats with my knees, which is awesome. Okay, as far as the roominess, 2 people can sit comfortably in here, and you have your own vents for the AC, which is really nice. You have your USB-C, USB ports. You have this. Now, what is this, Matt? Now, this is pretty cool. This is actually a camera that I'm going to show you once we get to talk about the infotainment system, so you can see what's going on in all those 4 seats right here. So if the kids are misbehaving, at least you can see whose fault it was, right? USB, USB-C, I already mentioned that. Let me grab the camera and show you the look from here on that console. All right, so check this out, because this is a lot better look on my phone. Do you see that? There's ghosts in this car. My phone just fell off. I guess so. It's a lot better look from here to see how that console looks. So we can do it. We can zoom it in. Okay, right here. Okay, low. So you have a single zone climate control in here. Now you could have a dual zone climate control in here if you opt in for a different model. Now this one also comes in with the heated seats, as you can see on both sides, 3 level heated seats, but this one doesn't have ventilated seats. They are an option on the top of the line model. Big vents right here, that controversial in my opinion cup holder. And look at this, you can power up an entire fleet of toys. You have a regular power outlet, USB-Cs, USBs, 2 of each. This is great, all right? And the interior of this car, this SUV, looks awesome. Now this one is also equipped with the power panoramic sunroof. We're gonna check that out in a bit. So now that we're done with the 3rd row seat, let's see where the magic happens. All right, let's pop the doors open. Let's see how they close. It's a pretty solid thump to it, so it's a decent sized door, not too heavy. Door itself, same as in the back. What do we have in here? We have the 2 memory seat settings. You have the door controls, mirror controls, lock controls, all the same stuff right here. Now the speaker in here, see, it's branded by Alpine, so the back ones weren't branded, but this one is. Interior of it, we're gonna jump inside and check it out. Let's take a look what's going on here. You have the light controls, you have the dimmer controls, electronic parking brake basically, and your hood release. Now the seats are power adjusted for the driver and the passenger on this model. Some of the other ones have the manual passenger. Love the interior of it. Let's see where the magic happens. All right, well, I'm on the interior of this 2021 Grand Cherokee L, and I gotta tell you, I love so far every single thing about it. It's like crazy that I don't have anything bad really to say about a vehicle that I'm getting in here. But I gotta tell you, it's high quality materials, maybe not as high as like the Mercedes-Benz and stuff like this, but certainly a lot better than many competitors in its segment. So let's check this out before we get to like all the details. Okay, you have this soft plastic. It's kind of simulated contrast stitching right on top of here. You have this big speaker in the front. You have this leather wrapped portion in here. You have this simulated wood, aluminum, and this is hard plastic, but that's about the only hard plastic part in here. You have this nice upgraded 10.1 inch screen in here and the 10-inch screen for the instrument cluster. But let's start with the steering wheel, because this is pretty cool too. Very nice to the touch. It does have leather wrapped stitching, contrast stitching, as the same thing as on the seats itself. It does have a little bit of the simulated polished aluminum look in here. Jeep right in the middle, and there's many buttons on both sides. It looks like this side controls basically the cruise control and the adaptive cruise control. This controls everything that you can do in the screen. So let's take a look at this display and see what we can play around with. Now, so first of all, let's go in here. So we have main menu. That basically gives you this, and this is like the base display in here. So you have your tachometer left hand side, speedometer on the right hand side. See, I wasn't kidding, it's 97 degrees outside, and it certainly feels like a lot more. And what do we have here? Adaptive cruise control, active lane management off, so you can turn that on or off. Then the driver assist, speedometer. Those are the two options on the main menu. Let's see what else we have. So menu number 2 is the vehicle info. So that basically gives us a few options: tire pressure, stop and start, cabin cooling and heating. Oh, that's pretty cool. If I can set it up so it cools down before I get in the car, that would be awesome. 99% oil life left, and this is your temperature, basically oil pressure, oil temperature, battery voltage, transmission temperature, coolant temperature. So all of the features that you want on it. And the last one is the fuel economy. It says 51 range, 9.8 average. It's a brand new car. It's been sitting and idling probably for most of its time. You know, as far as the gas mileage, it's 21 combined, 18 in the city, 25 on the expressway. So it's definitely competitive in its class. It's not a hybrid, but as long as it drives good, it's really pretty good in here. So let's move on to this main Uconnect 5, this infotainment system that's brand new for Jeep this year. By the way, this is the engine start and stop button. But really quickly, take a look at this. I mean, see how nice and quality that is. And this is the simulated wood. Now this is kind of, they call it the floating design, because it looks like it's not an iPad style like in most of the vehicles that you have right now. I have it off for a reason, because I want you to appreciate it when I turn it on. And then on top of here you have those air vents, which you can control, turn them on and off, move them side to side. And you have a few buttons right here. You have the engine on and off feature, lane keep assist, traction control. You have your hazard lights and the parking sensors. You can turn them off in here. All right, if you're ready, let's turn this on. Okay, now turn down the music. I gotta tell you, I wish I could play it for a longer time, but this Alpine system sounds really, really good. By the way, if you can hear something, that's probably the AC going, so I apologize if there's some wind noise and microphone, but it's 97 degrees outside. It's black leather vehicle, so it's probably 1,000,000 degrees inside. So let's see what's in this system. First of all, really nice quality display, really visible, very nice contrast, and at the bottom of it you can see home, media, comfort, navigation, Android Auto, vehicle, and apps. So first of all, you know I love Android Auto. It's wireless. I have my phone connected to it. Okay, hit that. Right, this is what shows up. You can go to the main display of Android Auto. Okay, this is how it looks like. I love how clear it is. It's really, really a game changer and a step above the competition. So that's Android Auto wireless. Home, let's go back in here. This one is equipped with its own navigation system, so if you'd like to use that, you can certainly do that. You can move it even full screen right here, okay? And not connected to the internet, but you can check the map out. Look how big and beautiful that is, okay? Let's go to media. Okay, right now I have my internet radio playing, which is awesome. Comfort. This is basically your climate control, and see how easy this is. Okay, slide your finger, it's very easy. Okay, air conditioning, different ways, different configurations that the vents are set up. Now it does have heated seats. This one doesn't have ventilated one. You have to go to a higher end model. Heated steering wheel. Okay, and then you can change your temperature right here. You can sync it, you can turn it off, you can set it to auto, however you'd like to do it. So really nice. Not complicated at all, very comfortable. This is how you set your navigation system, add address, and then let's see what we have as far as the vehicle functions. Third row headrest fold, that's pretty cool. Okay, so in case they're in your mirror, all you have to do, boom, oh, I could hear it. Okay, they went down right now, so pretty cool. Fam cam, this is that camera that I was telling you about. I could see that from the third row seat. And this is the third row seat, this is the second row seat. So if you have kids in the car, perfect for viewing and seeing what they're doing if they're not screwing around. All right, so let's go back in here. So let's close this. Rear view camera. How about this? Okay, how about this? A full real estate, a full screen, high quality rear view camera. Really nice, really visible. I wish I had the 360 in here. This would probably one of the features that I would want to add if I were to buy one. And I don't know if I have to go to another model or is this available as a standalone option. I'll check it out. But as far as the camera itself, really nice. Okay, we'll put it in reverse because right now, oh, even the trajectory lines actually move. But if I put it in reverse, see if anything changes. Actually, nothing changes in here. But okay, so that's a good, nice, visible rear view camera. At the bottom of here, I mean, there's a lot of shiny plastic, and this is not my favorite part, but you know what? I can probably get used to it. And so you have your mute button, volume control, and check it out. This is kind of a rubber on side of the knobs in here, which I really like. Makes it really easy to twist and makes it feel, you know, more expensive as well. So you have the heated seats, heated steering wheel. Okay, on both sides you can turn the screen off if you'd like to. Boom, it's off. And then you have your front windshield defogger. You have your different settings for the climate control if you don't like to use the ones on the screen. And then this opens up. Okay, again, what do you have here? So you have your regular power outlet as well as the USB and the USB-C. Love that they give you options. And does it have a wireless charging one? I'm not sure. I don't see any indication of it, but there is some of them that have the wireless charging in here. Okay, so like I said, all of them right now that I've seen are equipped with the 4x4 system. And this is the way you switch gears, right? So we've seen that on Rams, we've seen that on other Chrysler products. This is your cup holders, okay? And then we have a little bit more of a storage, okay? This is your shallow storage, this is your deeper storage, so you can store some stuff inside of here. And also what's really nice, this is the drive modes that you have. There's more drive modes available if you go with the higher trims with the adjusting suspension, but on this one, this is minded. This is almost, well, it's not the base one, it's a limited, it's a third trim up. So you have sport, auto, snow, and sand and mud. Let's see if that changes anything on here. So snow, there you go, just gives you that little bit of a picture. Sand, mud, snow, auto, sport, and this is it. All right, so that is the interior of it. Let's check out right the console up here. So this one is equipped with this optional panoramic sunroof, and you can open it, open, close, auto close. You can open the shade right here. That's what we're gonna do. See, it opens up. It's not as wide as I seen on this Mercedes that I recently did, but okay, you can open it up. Certainly right here. Why not? Let's do it. Let's get some more of that super hot air in here. Okay, all right, but in all sincerity, you have the SOS button right here, so it connects you with the emergency services. You have the assist button. You have the controls for your lights, as well as you have your gate opener in here. And then, by the way, this is your LED lights. Now, your HomeLink system on this one is right on the visor, and this is a clip, so you can put some important paperwork. That's pretty cool. All right, so this is it. This is the interior of it. I really can't wait to take this for a spin. Hey guys, so in case you're wondering how much this vehicle is, I'm gonna tell you. $38,635 for 4x2 Laredo, $40,635 for 4x4. Okay, if you go to the next trim level, altitude, it starts at 40,195. 4x4 will set you back 42,195. Limited is the one that we're sitting in right now. Starts 4x4, 46,340, 46,830 in the 4x2. This is kind of backwards, but okay. So it's a little bit cheaper in this version, 4x4. Seems like, plus the options that you can, don't forget the options that you can always add to it. Now the overland is the next one up. 4x2, 55, 135, 57, 135 for the overland, and summit 4x2, 58, 580, 59, 585. So different levels have differences, if you will, for the 4x4 system, and the Summit Reserve is available only in 4x4, and this is the granddaddy, the big daddy, 64,235. Let's take this one for a spin. Now before we do that, you know, let's touch on the warranty, because a lot of people say, well, the 10-year warranty, it's great. I agree with you, it's the best thing that you can get. Now Jeep doesn't have it. 3 years, 36,000 miles basic warranty, powertrain 5 years, 60,000 miles on that. Roadside assistance included for 5 years, 60,000 miles. So in case you get the flat tire, run out of gas, that type of stuff, you can count on Jeep. It's included in here. Take it for a spin. Okay, so the camera, we already looked at it. I mean, it's a pretty decent camera, and I like that it takes up the entire portion of the screen. Okay, and I'm gonna actually turn this vehicle around in here in this tight parking lot and see of how tight it is, because it is 205 inches long, so it's pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the vehicles in front of me and see how many we have. Now, they're a little bit more spread out, but I'll be able to see the parking spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is actually pretty darn good for this size vehicle. I was expecting worse, so that's a pleasant surprise in here. Then we're going to take it quickly on the road. Check out the acceleration. Before we get there, I gotta tell you, the overall feel is great. I mean, you have great visibility, big windows, so you can see pretty much outside the entire vehicle without being obstructed by two large pillars or, you know, weird trim levels in the back or trims in the back. So great visibility. Overall feel, you sit up higher, which is what I love about sport utilities. That's why it's so hard for me to drive my work car, because it feels like I'm sitting on the ground. Now this is certainly not the case here. Big, tall, has a nice presence to it. You feel safer, you sit up higher. I mean, that's what we all want, right? Okay, we'll get on the road and let's check this out a little bit. And it's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's not the fastest thing out there, but that's not why you're buying a family sport utility. Of course, there's options for it. Now, there's of course the 5.7, which is of course going to be a different performance. And I'm pretty sure that, knowing Jeep, they're going to come up with some kind of an SRT Hellcat type of deal. I mean, they already have it in the Durango, so, well, watch out. That's probably coming in this Grand Cherokee L as well. But people ask me, why do you do that? And I go like, yeah, because I can. Because I like it. But also is because you want to make sure that the vehicle has enough power for you to merge onto the expressway or a busy street without causing people to rear end you, okay, because you're basically just can't accelerate fast enough. Of course, use your judgment, make sure you have enough room between you and the cars back there, but it definitely is in line with its class. I don't think it stands out in any way as being better or worse. You know, the base 3.6 liter engine. Now, you've seen this engine. We've seen this at the Jeep Wranglers. We've seen this engine in the Jeep Gladiators. I believe that that's the same engine that they also use at some of the Pacificas. So it has been around for a while. I believe it hasn't really had too many issues, which is good. So that's tried and true. I think it feels good. I like this Jeep, I really do. I like the design of it. I like the roominess. That's probably the biggest selling point to me. Like if I were on the market for a vehicle, is how much room is there back there for the full family. I also like the Uconnect system, this new Uconnect system by Jeep, the clarity of the screen. This is actually an OLED screen, as I mentioned before, and that is very nice, very clear. It's like looking at the TV. Contrast, color, everything is great. I mean, navigation system, very intuitive, very nice. So a lot of nice things to say about this Jeep, and I gotta tell you, very few things that I don't like. Now, what don't I like? Matt, what don't you like about this vehicle? So let's take a look. Let's think. What don't I like? Okay, well, the placement of the cup holders in the back, I don't like that. The placement of the rear window wiper, I don't like that. The price, well, you know, it's in line, so I can't really ding it for it. So if these are the only two complaints that I have about the vehicle, then you have a pretty solid product, in my opinion. So if you're looking at one, you probably find it at your local Jeep dealer. Now, the most that I've seen at any dealerships are the limited ones. So Jeep thinks it's going to be probably the most popular color and popular model, and so do I. I think it's got the best of both worlds. It's luxurious enough, and it's also fairly price competitive with the competition, and that's a very busy segment for a lot of manufacturers, is the 3-row SUVs. Guys, this will conclude this video test drive portion of it. See, I'm backing in right now, and I can do it and talk at the same time. That's a skill. If you like watching videos like this, consider checking out the rest of my channel. Consider subscribing, hit that like button, forward it to your friends. Hopefully they like it as well and they do the same. Now, by the way, if you do become a subscriber to Matt the Car Guy channel, by December 31st, 2021, you will automatically get entered to a cash giveaway. Yes, I'm giving away some money, and this is pretty cool, but there's only one if. We need to hit 10,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button, become one. I will see you in my next video. Cheers.